guys, it's Ava again. Excuse me for my voice and for the past week or two that I haven't uploaded. I've been crazy sick and this happens every winter. I'm here in Utah and I'm just gonna be sick probably for the rest of winter, which is just so great. Yeah. Anyway, so today I just wanted to answer another question. I got like 2 or 3 people this week who messaged me and said roughly the same thing, which was basically, I'm 2 to 3 months into my exchange and, you know, I'm grateful to be here and stuff, but I feel really bored and kind of like this is a waste of my time and is this normal? This whole kind of, yeah, that feeling. So just wanted to let you guys know, every single one of you, anyone who's going on exchange or who's on exchange right now, that is a completely normal feeling that literally every exchange student has been through. And if you haven't, you're lucky, I guess, but I had like literally 3 months, I say literally way too much. I had 3 months where I was feeling like my exchange wasn't worth it and that I was kind of wasting my time, and I just felt really like awful and really down. My YEO here in Utah has a really awesome like happy meter calendar where it talks about like during what months you're going to be feeling what kind of happiness or sadness. And December is definitely one of the sad months, and it makes sense, you know, like you're finally used to being in your host country. It's not really like a shock anymore. It's just like okay, now I moved in, I'm kind of used to a routine, nothing's happening. Like it's just pretty boring, you're not enjoying school. No exchange student enjoys school, by the way. You're not the only one if you hate school. Every one of us hated school so much. But what's awesome is if you're from the US and you go somewhere else, you're most likely, if it's not Europe, you're most likely going to be on summer vacation starting mid-December or November, depending on where you're at. So the fun stuff could be starting for you, but definitely December is like one of the harder months and you're going to be pretty homesick. I would just really, really, really encourage you guys to not dwell on your family and friends back home. If all you're doing is like FaceTiming them or Skyping them or even texting and like Snapchatting them, it's going to make you miss your home country more, and it's going to definitely not help with being homesick. Like just really indulge yourself in your culture and the country that you're in, and these are really the defining months. What I've definitely realized were that those were the defining months where you can either choose to half-ass the rest of your exchange and maybe not learn the language as much, decide not to make friends in school, and just decide to kind of cruise through, or you can decide to completely dive in, really get a grip on the language, make some new friends, make some new memories, have some awesome experiences. Like you just really have to decide for yourself. And not to say that there are not going to be rough times. There are so many rough times on exchange, and I think this is going to be kind of like a part 2 to my other video. I have a video called like the reality of exchange where it talks about the harsh reality of exchange is not just a vacation for a year. Like it's not just fun all the time. It's really boring for a lot of it, and it's really hard for a lot of it. And you need to understand that and like accept that, because yeah, the first couple months of your exchange could have been really awesome so far, but now that you're just like having a normal life and kind of just cruising, it doesn't mean your exchange is not worth it. It doesn't mean you're wasting your time. Like it's part of the experience. It's a year of your life. You're not supposed to be entertained for a year. If you're having a hard time with your host parents letting you go out, or not speaking the language very well, or just not like having much of a social life, just really choose to like step out of your comfort zone. Talk to your counselor about your host parents if they're not letting you go out and hang out with friends. Make some new friends. I know it's really tough. I really didn't make a lot of Brazilian friends. It's really hard to, but when you do, you won't regret it, and you'll go to fun parties or just do fun stuff and really, 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 really dive into the culture. This is where you can really start slacking and just like, you have enough of the language to get by, but you don't really learn it. So I would really recommend like trying to learn it a lot and challenging yourself every day and focusing a lot of your time and effort onto learning the language. That would be just my advice. A lot of the countries, these next couple months are when all the trips start. I know the first Brazilian trip to Bonito or something was like in November, and then December there's like Northeast and stuff, and like all the trips should be starting now. So that could definitely be something you look forward to. Just set little goals for yourself of like what you're going to be learning next, even if it's just like the stagnant like flat line of like pretty boringness. Give yourself something to look forward to or to have a goal to work on. Like I would really encourage it be language, and maybe just like getting to know your host family more. If you're bored at the house, like do stuff with your host family, go to the park, go on a walk, like watch a movie together. Like just also really understand and accept that there are going to be so many boring moments on your exchange. My Instagram is kind of like a filtered exchange. Like everyone looks at my Instagram and goes, oh my gosh, it was amazing, all your photos, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, those were awesome, but that was maybe a month out of my entire exchange. My awesome, crazy photos of like going to cool places and beaches and stuff, that was like 3 weeks out of a 10-month exchange that I just post pictures of. Like, it's not all of it. Some of my favorite moments weren't even there. Like, some of my favorite moments were making some friends where I was in those bored months and going to the park. Literally going to the park with my exchange friends was probably my favorite thing on exchange. And, you know, you don't need a lot of money for that. It's not like something crazy that your host parents aren't going to let you do. So anyways, that's my advice. Just really, I know it's rough, guys, but you just really have to be understanding and really accept over these next couple weeks that they're going to be pretty rough. But that's okay, and it's part of the exchange, it's part of the learning experience, and I really encourage, if any of you are thinking about going home, to please message me, or don't do it. Like, do not quit early just because it's a little boring. Like, you got to stick it out the whole time. That's part of the exchange. And yeah, that's my advice. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe down below. I'm super sorry for my voice. It's like really hoarse and like really high. I've just been really sick. Comment down below if you have any other questions or video requests. All of my social media links are also in the description box, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.